Om Shanti. 21st of January 1969. Avyakt Murli versions. Headline: Baba renounced the body but not his hand and his company. Baba renounced the body but not his hand and his company. Murli spoken on the evening of 21st January 1969. Are all of you sitting in the Avyakt form? Whilst in the corporeal form, you have to stabilize yourself in the Avyakt stage. When you remain stable in the Avyakt stage, there will not be any upheaval in that stage. The part being enacted at the present time is the method to make all of you Avyakt very quickly. There is no need for fluctuation. At the beginning, the establishment of the yajna took place suddenly. When you came at the beginning of the establishment of the yajna, all of you were made to write a letter of your faith. You used to write about having the faith that even if Brahma were to go away, your stage and your faith would remain unshakable. Do you remember those letters of faith? Faith means there isn't the slightest form of doubt in any situation or at the time of any obstacles. Situations have to change and they will continue to change. But all of you sing the song. Even if the world changes, we will remain constant. And so, do all of you who are sitting in today's gathering have much faith in the intellect? Your mama always used to tell all of you that all the supports that your faith has had up until now will be removed, and that even after having had them removed, the foundation should still be strong. If the foundation is not strong, the supports are necessary, while supports which, which supports you must not let go of Baba's support, the family's support, or that of the disciplines of the family. Faith must not be broken by the testing scenes that come in front of you. Faith is unbreakable. It cannot be broken, even if someone tries break it. Those with such faith in the intellect are the garland around Baba's neck. Is Brahma your most beloved one? It isn't that he was, but that he still is. Did he not say this to all of you? All the things have been said. To remember them at the right time is fast effort. Just remember them. He used to tell all of you children that to make you strong. Babdada has decorated the children so much, and so had the children not yet worn all the decorations. A day had to come when you would remember those decorations from Babdada. That time is now. Because he is egoless and humble, he himself used to tell many children, I have not yet become complete. I have not yet become complete. I have not yet become constantly soul conscious. All of you must have noted something else through your own experience of his last 3 to 4 months. You must have attained the fortune of meeting him personally and experiencing that Brahma was no longer a corporeal being, but that he had attained the Avyakt angelic form. A few years ago, Brahma would listen to little matters. He used to give you time, but what did you see recently? The reason for him not listening to these little matters was that he was spending that time in constant remembrance. Did not you, children, notice that a shining star was visible sparkling on his forehead? Those who were stable in the Avyakt stage knew and recognized the Avyakt form. Those who themselves were not stable in the Avyakt stage did not fully recognize the invaluable jewel. Even now, the task of establishment is Brahma's, not yours. Even now, you children will be sustained through Brahma. Brahma's part will continue until the end of the establishment. You children must now be wondering how there will be study through Brahma now. In fact, because of your stage, the questions of why and what the questions of why and what etc. should not arise. Never mind just questions within some children. An ocean of upheaval has begun. Only a few have passed this first paper. Have a little patience. Since the knowledge is imperishable and the study is imperishable, why is there the fluctuation of questions? All this is being explained to you to finish the upheaval. Class will continue as it has been up to now. What will be spoken? The body of Brahma had been fixed, and so the Murlis that were spoken through that body will always be the Murlis. The little service that takes place through the trance messengers cannot be called Murlis. That does not have the magic of the Murlis. There is magic in the Murlis of Bab Dada. So you have to revise all the Murlis that have already been spoken. Post will continue to be sent to the main centers from Abu as always. Do you remember the Murli that was spoken a year ago? Would probably do not even remember the Murli you read yesterday. Some points are such that even though you read them many times, they don't stay in the intellect. This is why the connection through Murlis and letters will remain as it was. You will come to Madhuban to be refreshed as you have been. Now the question arises, what will you do? Who will you come to meet? How will you be refreshed? You must have a close connection with the lucky stars, those who are the those who are the main instruments, and bring the results of your center. Any problems, whatever progress there has been to those instruments in Madhuban, and also bring to Madhuban the new flowers that have blossomed in the garden in order to give them a vision of the gathering. Together with this, Babdada will serve fully through the trance messenger who is fixed. Are there any more questions? You must be thinking that people will say that your Brahma has gone away in less than 100 years. This is a very easy question. It's not difficult. His age was nearly 100. The fact that 100 years have been mentioned is not wrong. If there are any left, he will complete them in the angelic form. The part of establishment through Brahma is for 100 years. Those 100 years have to be completed. But until then, after the part of physical Brahma, the part of the Brahmins has now to continue. Why did Brahma create Brahmins? Will Brahma not see his own creation in the future? Will he not give you the crown of responsibility at the confluence age? Otherwise, how will you become the deities of the golden age? All the responsibility here lays the foundation for there. This is why give the reply to whoever asks your children questions that the establishment through Brahma has to continue. The time of the end of the children's study has come very close. The signal has been given to you in each Murli since Mamma left. Is one given the date or moment of a paper beforehand? If you were told about this beforehand, if you were told about this beforehand, is one given the date or moment of a paper beforehand? If you were told about his beforehand, would that be called a paper? A paper is that which takes place suddenly. What did Baba see in the result? No one passed fully. There was a little weakness seen in each one. Even then, it's very good because this is still the time for efforts. According to that, the result can only be said to be good. But both Bap and Dada were pleased about one thing. What was that? Children gave the proof of both the gathering and of love. Brahma was seeing from the subtle reason how everyone was when they came, the intoxication with which they came, and in what stage they were meeting. Both Bap and Dada together were seeing this result. So each one should see the self and remove the weaknesses from within the self. And all of you know who is the instrument for all of you from today. Didi is the main one already, and Kumarka is her helper. All the administration will be carried on from the headquarters as it has been. Both of them will continue to look after all of you. If there is a need, they will continue to tour your centers. But what is the paper now? That paper came suddenly, but now you are being told about the paper that is yet to come. Now come into relationships with unity whilst being introverted and stable in the Avyakt stage. Babdada will see the result of the paper he is telling you about. Everyone must have heard and must also remember the teachings given at the end through the body of Brahma. So today you have come into the gathering to give something and to take something. So are those who have come to take ready to give something. Those of you who have the thought in your heart that you don't know what is going to happen, that nothing serious will happen, raise your hands. If all of you are content, then those who take something will also be content in giving. Today, you have to give the donation of two things in the midst of the gathering. What are those two things? One main thing is that from today, you must not see, hear, or keep within your heart the defects of others. If your attention is drawn to something about any sister or brother, you can ask the one who are the instruments to give them a signal. Secondly, in order to shake your faith, some people will say things and raise the sound that now they will see how this institution carries on. However, those people do not know that your support is imperishable, and when anyone tries to shake you, you must also pay attention to this. There is the praise of a kalpa ago of your being unshakable like Angad. They were unable to move even his foot. Only those children who have such faith in the intellect and who are unshakable and constant will pass in the last paper that is yet to come. There are all these Brahmins that have been created through Brahma. So does the father not retire when the children have grown up? So does a father not retire when the children have grown up? So now just think that Baba in the retired stage is with you, having given you children the task, he will continue to observe. He left the body, but he did not let go of the hand and the company. He has not let go of the hand and company of the intellect. That will remain constantly and eternally. The two things that you have been told are firstly to give the donation of not fluctuating, and secondly to give the donation of not seeing defects. If all the children pay attention to these two things, then because you have had the thought, that is, you have given them away, and anything that is given away in thought is never taken back. Even if Maya tries to make you take it back, you check yourself and then you will pass. Your attention is being drawn to one more thing, the teachings that you have received in the last Murli that Bab Dada spoke about having too many visions and too much trance being a waste of time. This is why that should not happen. It should not be that you are not able to verify the parts being played by the trance messengers at the centers. This is why you will receive directions through whichever trance messengers, Didi and Komarka, who are the instruments, appoint as instruments. For this part also, the significance will be clarified by whoever they make the instrument. In the last Murli, there was the direction that to go into heaven at the time of offering bhog is a waste of time, because that is not the time to be wandering around. Now you have to give the proof of constantly staying on the pilgrimage of remembrance and inculcating the teachings that you have received into your practical life. If you have love for Brahma Baba, what is the sign of love? To shed two tears is not love. But for you to have love for the things loved by Brahma can be called love. He had love for service. He gave the proof of service even at the end. And so love means to have love for service and to have love for his directions. This is called love. However, none of you should have the thought of not knowing why Baba called Sakar Baba into the subtle reason without his taking leave from you. For if he had taken leave, would you have let him go? Therefore, consider this to be the system of the Brahmin clan within the drama. Whatever system was fixed in the drama continues. Baba understands that all of you had a lot of love for Sakar Baba. It it isn't just that you had, but that you still have. If you did not have love, how could you be in this gathering? In the corporeal form, you only had his body to follow, and so why should you not have love? You had love then, and you also have love now. This is a sign of the relationship between the father and the children. Because of this, Sakar Baba is smiling the subtle reason. Since the children have love, don't I have love? But he knows that whatever part taken takes place in the drama is beneficial. He does not get disturbed. He was the one who was completely perfect, unshakable, immovable, and stable, and he remains that. But he has a thousandfold greater love than you children have. You now have to give the proof of love. This is the game to remain hidden. So churn the ocean of knowledge, do not churn the upheavals. Put the power that you have received into a practical form. The slogan at the end is the mothers of Bharat are the incarnation of Shakti. Son shows the father whatever is fixed in the drama will make this happen. Sakar Baba said that he will come to celebrate a meeting with the children. If he had come today, you would be shedding tears. Acha. Babdada incarnated in the body of Dadi Guljar in the morning after Bhog had been offered and spoke the following elevated versions. Babdada is present now and will always remain present to make you angelic. Now, having met all of you spiritual devils, Babdada is taking leave. We will meet again. There is benefit in whatever happens. There is Babdada and benefit. There are no other words. Message from the subtle reason on the return of the trans messenger. Baba said, love and remembrance. This time Baba saw what was inside each one. Let there always be this love and remembrance. This love and remembrance is like a thread. Always maintain this thread. Through this thread, we will keep meeting from time to time. Baba said that the task of establishment will continue as it has done from the beginning until the end. Babdada will continue to give directions to all the children through those that he has made instruments, and everyone will experience the directions of Bap and Dada together. At the confluence, Bap and Dada cannot be separated. Baba has said that you must tell everyone two words, unshakable and constant. This is a gift from both Bap and Dada. When important people go somewhere, they give gifts. In the same way, Bap Dada is giving you the gift of these two words. Keep it in the safe of the intellect in such a way that even if someone tries to steal this gift, it always stays with you.